Okay, question 1.1.1 asks us to solve for x. X squared minus 9x plus 20 is equal to 0. Immediately an alarm bell should be going off on your head that this is a quadratic equation. And that means that we need to be factorizing it. And we know that when we factorize a quadratic equation, we're going to get two brackets. And we're going to set that to equal to 0. That's still our right-hand side. That's not changing there. Okay, so basically when we multiply out these two brackets, we need it to equal to this. So what we're going to need is we're going to need an x in this bracket and a x in this bracket, such that when we multiply out these x's, we'll get an x squared, which is exactly what we need here. In addition, we're going to have two number values or real number values here and here. And when we multiply these two numbers together, they must give us this value, positive 20. But in addition, the sum of these two values must give us negative 9. So when we multiply these values together, they must give us positive 20. And when we add them together, they must give us minus 9. And if you think about it carefully, the factors of 20, we can think of 5 and 4. If I multiply minus 4, and I multiply that with minus 5, then we will get positive 20, because we're multiplying a negative with a negative, so we'll get positive 20. In addition, if we add these two together, so minus 4 plus minus 5, which is just minus 4 minus 5, we get the minus 9 term. Okay, but are we done? No, we're solving for x. So remember that anything times 0 is equal to 0. So that means that this bracket could be 0, or this bracket could be 0. So therefore, for this equation to be valid, x can be equal to 4, because then this term becomes 0, or x is equal to 5. Of course, if you struggle with this, I mean, it is worth 3 marks. So if you struggle with it, rather to be safe than sorry, you could use the quadratic equation. And the quadratic equation is x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And then remember that this is your a term, this is your b term, this is your c term. And then you can plug and play. You'd get 9 plus or minus 9 squared minus 4 times 1 times 20 over 2 times a, which is 1. And then you'd get the same answer, that x is equal to 4 or x is equal to 5.